So we talked about it for a while, a few shows ago, but Call of Duty released the beta for their battle royale mode, which I believe is called Blackout.
Please tell me Wings is playing it and getting pissed off already.
Oh no, he doesn't like battle royale games. It's for whatever reason.
That's kind of the way the future looks like.
Absolutely is. And so it looks fucking good. I got to admit, I don't want to be getting into COD again. I don't. It's not what I want to play necessarily, but I gotta say, like watching, and it's PlayStation 4 gameplay, and Shroud's not great with a controller. That's who I've been watching, but it looks really well polished, and I'm sure once on the PC version, like the looting and like the other systems will be much more streamlined and better than it is on console because it's a little clunky using a controller. Yeah. And but what they've done is they've got a massive map, like you've got in all the other battle royale games, populated by Call of Duty maps. So a lot of your favorite Call of Duty maps exist in this world. And like you're like, oh, well, this is a state, and this is fucking asylum. And there's lots of them like that. And in a couple of the maps within the map, because it's free world that you're running around. It's probably from one of the later Call of Duties, but I mention it and it stuck in my head because it has zombies. There are zombies existing in the battle royale world, but only in Asylum from what I caught from the footage I watched. It looks fucking good. It looks fucking good, and PUBG might be in some fucking trouble. I don't know. It's going to be polished. It's going to have a good engine. If they can get it to run smoothly with little to no lag, you can check your ping now in PUBG. I got 3 milliseconds ping. That's where I top out. The servers are here. The servers must be here in fucking Atlanta. Like sometimes
that's a reasonable guess, yeah.
Sometimes it's 1 millisecond for an entire game, and I'm like, my monitor might have more lag than I do with this server client right now. It's excellent. It's amazing. If Call of Duty runs that smoothly and that low amount of lag or whatever, it's gonna be a killer. And now it is gonna be expensive, I think, because you probably have to buy that $130 package to like do your thing, whereas PUBG is. I don't even remember what it is, $30, $20, something like that. And Fortnite's free, and Scum is $20, and there's other battle royales out there, and Battlefield's coming out with one, but from what I understand, it's gonna fucking stink because they were really late to the game and getting started on theirs, whereas COD seemed to have had it planned for much longer.
Stink?
Battlefield sales were so far off; they've already like pushed their release date into November. I think could be wrong about that, but I know they moved it. But this COD game, the battle royale mode of it at least, looks really fucking fun. I'm definitely gonna have to play it.
Asylum's from World at War. You could call it COD 5, and I kind of didn't play that much. I played COD 4 for 2 years. That's kind of when I started.
Yeah, the maps are all from various CODs, like over the years. And it's weird to say maps because it's like maps within the big map that the game is played upon, and you can freely travel from one to another. I'm not positive about that. From what I remember them saying something about like working to get that number higher, like maybe it was 64 or maybe it was 75, and they were trying to get it up to 100. So don't quote me on any of that. All various weapons, I believe, from every Call of Duty are in there. The ray gun is in there in multiplayer. Like, of course, it's toned down a little bit, but it's the fucking ray gun. It's choo 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 when you're shooting green fucking donuts at people. The MP40 from World at War that everyone despised, I noticed that it was in there. And then just like, and I think it's just the Treyarch CODs. I should say that. I believe you would think that they would have access to the full catalog since Activision is publishing, but perhaps they didn't even want to utilize it because it looks to me like it's only Treyarch guns and maps that are being used. But like I said, I don't want to like it. I like PUBG. I like what I'm doing now. And I'm enjoying Scum to some extent, but this COD game may be the one to rule them all. We'll see. Shroud's awful at it. He's in PlayStation 4.
Is he?
Real bad.
That stinks. I like Shroud being incredible.
Well, he'll be on PC when it comes out on PC, of course.
Yeah, and he'll be incredible again.
Yeah, for sure.
I've only watched highlight videos of him. That guy's real likable to me. I like that.
I like him Shroud a lot. People dog him about his personality, and I think one of the things people do. Huh. Yeah, and I think one of the things that people have called out is like when he does something amazing, he doesn't react to it. But it's kind of like a Nate Diaz moment. I ain't surprised, motherfucker. I'm just better. You know, he's just better. He's used to it. He's been doing that shit for years. He's a hardcore lifetime gamer from what I understand. He's always played games forever on the PC, so he's just fucking good.
Is Ninja really good? He's like the biggest guy, right?
Yeah, he's the Fortnite guy, and he's very good at Fortnite. I've seen a lot of his clips on Fortnite, and again, I have a cursory knowledge of Fortnite. I haven't played a ton of it, but I know that it's difficult, and I can see, like, I know what keystrokes are required to do certain actions, and so when he's building and like having a gunfight, and like you can look at him and be like, he's not even trying that hard. God damn. Yeah, he's very good. I've seen him pull off all kind of ridiculous trick shots and stuff like that. He's very good.
Is anyone big now that's not really good? Because I would argue that gameplay used to be a third of what matters, right? It was like production quality, gameplay, and commentary. Now it seems like everyone crushes production quality. It hardly even matters, right? That they're all about the same.
Yeah.
Gameplay is like 80% and commentary is 20%, maybe.
Look, Dr. Disrespect doesn't have amazing gameplay, if you ask me. Maybe I'm wrong and I just haven't seen enough of it. Forgive me for saying so if that's the case. But I've seen him play with Shroud. I watched their duos before, and Shroud's like, "This is an awesome game." You know, it's two duos, so teams of two. He's like, "How many kills you sitting on, Doc?" And Shroud's got like 17 or something like that. Doc's like, "Don't worry about it. He's got none. He's got none." You know, and maybe that was an aberration, a fluke or whatever. But on the whole, Doc is the guy I feel is like 70% persona and you know, his whole outfit is custom made, and he's got like he's got his own lingo and his own like group of fans, and it's very entertaining. And he reacts when something amazing happens really well, and he reacts when something bad happens really well. It's extremely entertaining.
And that's why he's going to be around and successful after. Were you talking about Shroud, Ninja?
Shroud.
Which Shroud? Okay.
Yeah.
That's why Dr. Disrespect is going to be around and successful after Shroud has faded away. Because Shroud will eventually come to a point where he's not that... this is speaking from someone who has no idea about this community. And so don't take it seriously. I'm just saying that from the perspective of maintaining an audience, it's much, much easier to do so if you're based solely on personality as opposed to gameplay when the games are constantly shifting. Because if the anticipation of your play style is going to be perfection and you back off of that, and that's 90% of your pull, people will lose interest. Like, you were the ace. You were the guy that murders and murks everybody else. Whereas Dr. Disrespect, he's going to be the same funny fuck.
I think they'll both leave for the same reason. Here's my prediction on this. I'm no Nostradamus.
Nostradamus.
Nostradamus. Yeah. I think I might be mixing it up with the Hunchback. But anyway.
Yep. Like Bobby Bacala. There's a whole episode of The Sopranos where Bobby Bacala does this with Tony. He's like, "You never considered that? Because Notre Dame, they got like the quarterback in Notre Dame. And the halfback, and the hunchback.
And the hunchback.
Anyway, I don't know.
Nostradamus.
What?
Nostradamus.
I might have said that. I don't
know. Or
know.
Nostradamus.
Well, anyway, I'm no gypsy fortune teller. But I bet they both leave for the same reason. And it is they've made enough money and their passion is gone. Right? That's what eventually they're just going to be like, you know what? I think 3 times a week is fine for me. Like I have $10 million. Why am I grinding this game in a dark room against my own depression? You know, and go ahead.
Shroud streams, I think, 60 hours a week, every week, and without fail. He gets up like one of his main sponsors is a coffee, a kind of coffee, because he's always drinking coffee, because he's always grinding. And I think that if Ninja, Shroud, or Doc ever stop doing what they're doing, it will be like you said, because they've piled up enough tens of millions of dollars. Because like I'm sure Ninja has tens and tens of millions at this point, and I know Doc has tens of millions of dollars. I'm sure Shroud is on the fucking way. You can look at Shroud's like top donators, and there was one guy. A lot of them are in the tens of thousands, and these are just random individuals. These are just the top ones, you know. Like people I've seen him make $20,000 in a gaming session, shit like that. And you see how he lives. He's not being extravagant because he's there fucking working most of the time. I think he just bought a house, but
he's heads down. He's collecting money, and at some point, he's just going to be like, more money doesn't make me happier. Like, this isn't where it's at for me. And I think that's where it'll end for him.
I think he loves what he's doing. He definitely loves gaming. And like the thing about Shroud, like it's not like he's just good at PUBG.
Didn't you?
He was
didn't I? Like, at some point you don't as much.
I think that he likes. It's not that he's just good at PUBG. Like he was a professional on CS:GO, on Counter Strike. He wasn't the best in the world, but he was in the maybe top 25, top 50, top 100, something like that. Every time I talk about that, somebody gets mad. He was actually 86th best in the world. All right, Jesus Christ. Sorry to those other 86 professional CS:GO players out there. I didn't mean to throw him under the bus, but what he's good at is fucking clicking on things. He's good at fucking clicking on things accurately. Good. And that applies to every fucking video game there's ever going to be.